Pizzas. I'm hauling dum-dums.
I'm hauling motion sensor plastic skeletons that jump out at you when you walk in front of them.
Woo.
I'm hauling beans.
From hauling pizzas to plastic skeletons to beans. You can save when you get a Progressive Commercial truck insurance quote in as little as 5 minutes. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable, accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is excited to once again offer its diabetes prevention program, Driving Down Diabetes. This free CDC-approved year-long program begins January 9th, 2023, with live webinars focusing on nutrition, movement, stress management, sleep, and more. Sponsored by Southern Recipe, this program is for those at risk not already diagnosed with diabetes. Go to truckersfund.org. Take the risk assessment located under the Health and Wellness tab and sign up today.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. History happens today when President Trump makes his first court appearance for his arraignment on 37 felony counts in the classified documents case. Correspondent Stephen Portnoy has our top story from South Florida.
Security here in downtown Miami has ramped up, and the posture inside the courthouse is also tightened, with additional metal detectors now positioned just outside the 13th floor courtroom where Trump will appear. The proceeding should only last a few minutes. It'll involve the magistrate judge reading Trump and his body man their rights. Both men will offer an initial plea, and the court will then set the terms for their release.
Supporters and detractors have been protesting outside Mr. Trump's golf resort in Miami.
I think that a lot of the things that he has been investigated for are things that seem a bit contrived.
He'll be guilty, but he'll get away with it.
Mr. Trump plans to fly to his estate in New Jersey tonight for a speech to supporters and a meeting with major donors. The Denver Nuggets are NBA champs for the first time in the franchise history. They beat the Heat 94-89 in Game 5. Coach Michael Malone.
Our fans are a part of this, so a huge shout out to Nuggets Nation for showing up, representing, and a lot of love for them.
Police say 9 people were wounded, 3 critically, in a mass shooting about a mile from Ball Arena after the celebrations. 1 person was among the injured, is in custody. Officials in central Ukraine say Russian cruise missiles have killed at least 10 people in attacks on a 5-story residential building in Volodymyr Zelensky's hometown. The mayor says 1 person may be trapped under the rubble. Almost 24 U.S. service members have been injured in a helicopter incident in northeastern Syria. Pentagon correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The U.S. Central Command said in a statement late last night that 22 service members were hurt to varying degrees. The statement called it a mishap and said there was no enemy fire reported. At least 10 of the troops were evacuated elsewhere to higher care facilities. There are about 900 U.S. troops in Syria advising and assisting the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces in the fight against ISIS.
Actor Treat Williams has died.
I need to prove to my wife that I can be the kind of father that she wanted me to be when she was alive.
Police in Vermont say the Everwood star was thrown from his motorcycle when it collided with an SUV in Dorset. Williams' agent says he was an actor's actor. He starred as George Berger in Hair, the original 1979 movie, after his big screen debut in Deadly Hero. Treat Williams was 71. This is CBS News.
Need hires who dazzle without the hassle? You need Indeed. Their powerful platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This episode of Eye on Travel is brought to you by Viking, providing all-inclusive voyages on rivers, oceans, and lakes around the world. Designed for curious travelers with interest in science, history, culture, and cuisine. Viking Chairman Torsten Hagen often says, Viking offers experiences for the thinking person, with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com.
Discover MyPillow 2.0, Mike Lindell's upgraded pillow. Soft, smooth, and cool with temperature regulating fabric. There's a limited time buy one get one free offer using promo code COMFORT. Proudly made in the USA, 10-year warranty, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Visit MyPillow.com, click Radio Podcast Square for the BOGO deal. Use promo code COMFORT or call 1-800-976-6949 now.
There may be a way to eat your way young.
According to new research out of Israel, the Mediterranean diet can actually slow signs of accelerated brain aging caused by obesity. The diet's full of vegetables, seafood, whole grains, and olive oil, and low in processed foods and red meat. The study found that the diet appeared to slow down the brain's aging by nearly 9 months compared with its chronological age. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
A country music star is facing backlash from conservatives. Garth Brooks told a panel at Billboard Country Live CMA Fest he will sell Bud Light at his new bar in Nashville, despite controversy over trans spokesperson Dylan Mulvaney. Brooks says the message that his Friends in Low Places bar in Honky Tonk will be love one another. And if you can't, he says there are plenty of other places for, quote, A blanks. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Hey, Jane, can you finish that induction range installation tomorrow?
Orders have really amped up at Nate's Electric.
We need to finish installing it first in Maine. Did we hear back from the grocery chain?
It's no shock he needs electricians, like yesterday.
Smart fridge. Everybody wants one of those these days.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped us so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you're stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-729-4040. That's 800-729-4040. 800-729-4040.
Are summer projects already piling up on your property? Come see us at SunSouth. We'll help you find the right equipment to meet your needs. And you don't have to sacrifice quality for affordability at SunSouth, because John Deere equipment is built to last, with the warranty to back it up. Right now, drive off in a new John Deere 1 Series with loader starting around $195 a month. For equipment to meet your needs, come see us at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Baby, baby, baby.
Your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here's too expensive. You can make it a little further.
Lily, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside. Upside? Do you live under a rock? Really, Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back.
You gotta go to these countries and do what y'all want to do. That's not America. Only in America can you do crazy stuff. You can't go to Russia and deal drugs. Take them, whatever. Only in America. We let you kill your baby legally, but not smoke pot. Only in America.
Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. Pool season is here, but open road, freshwater water, check out Indeed. This powerful platform makes it easy to attract and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
An active weather day on the way. There will be showers and storms as early as this morning, and I do think that activity will continue through the afternoon. Now, it won't rain all day, but I do think a lot of us see shower and storm activity, and some of the storms could be strong to severe with large hail and strong damaging wind gusts both possible. More rain and storms and good coverage of that activity tonight and again Wednesday. Again, strong to severe thunderstorms are possible. That's your first look forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seaver for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Your Tuesday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate system's moving smoothly into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. You keep listening, and we'll keep you posted with the latest and most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Summer is in full swing at Midtown Plaza. Have your eyebrows threaded and Zeke ready to shop for Ross Dress for Less, Dollar Tree, and more. Midtown Plaza and Street off of I-85. Another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. Alabama's new cannabis industry is one step closer to becoming a reality. The Alabama Medical Commission awarding licenses to 21 companies that will grow, sell, test, and transport medical marijuana. Under Alabama law, a patient must be certified by a doctor before getting cannabis. A recently signed bill by Governor Kay Ivey will create new tasks for people who want to become teachers. Under the new law, the Alabama Board of Education will create a list of qualified programs that, if completed, would qualify a person to teach. Teachers still have to have a bachelor's degree, pass the background check, or that law goes into effect. According to the Alabama Department of Public Health, the sexually transmitted syphilis is on the rise.
It's Chilly Willy, Willy Chilly.
400 of those cases in Montgomery. State health leaders urge people to get tested. I'm Jasmine Williams with your morning roundup.
Research shows that successful ad campaigns share 8 characteristics. Radio is the only local media option that delivers all 8 of them. Radio reaches your potential customers close to the point of purchase. It provides local consumer interactions with emotional connections that build trust and credibility for your business. Radio is unskippable and quick. You get your message out in 24 to 48 hours, and radio is very affordable. That's why radio consistently gives you the highest return on investment, and it's also why it should always be your base media buy. Research also confirms that marketing campaigns generate even higher returns, starting at a 19% lift when they are on more than one platform. That's why Cumulus offers a variety of effective digital solutions to enhance your base radio buy. At Cumulus, we are your one-stop shop to deliver a coordinated radio and digital campaign that will get your business results. Hi, I'm Sonia Thompson, and it's my job to get your business results on News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business.
Chico's Auto Pros is now open to the public. You know Chico's has been serving the river region for over 40 years for all your collision repair needs. Now, their location on Atlanta Highway is a full auto service center, offering collision repair, auto service, and tires in one convenient location. Oil and filters, Chico's knows. Diagnostics, Chico's knows. Belts and hoses, Chico's knows. For all your automotive needs, head to the all-new Chico's Auto Pros on Atlanta Highway and experience what 5-star customer service is all about. 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Hey y'all, I'm Camden.
And I'm Mackenzie from American Oak and More, the Rustic Furniture Outlet, and Wolfwood Bedding.
We have some exciting news. We are getting married. Being a family-owned and operated business, we can't be at the store and at the wedding at the same time.
So this Saturday, June the 17th, the store will be closed for our wedding.
So shop before or after June 17th. Our normal business hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 6. I've been saying for almost 30 years, you don't pay a fake place, don't set up for fake wood. Good morning, Alabama. How'd you sleep last night? You can buy a mattress anywhere, but at Wolfwood Bedding, we want to make sure you get a good night's sleep. We would take the time to teach you how a mattress is made, what supports you, and what gives you comfort. Then let you make a decision on what's best for you. Whether you need an inexpensive mattress or a great night's sleep, we have you covered. Shop the Better Sleep sale and get up to $400 off on Heritage Sleep Homegrown Collection. Don't count sheep, get a great night's sleep from Wolfwood Bedding next to American Oak and More.
It's all too obvious. We're being let down by the institutions we used to trust. American families are talking about a future of food shortages, banks failing, society breaking down, and what seems like the setup for the apocalypse. But instead of throwing up their hands, folks are leaning into self-reliance, investing in emergency food storage now more than ever. And My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, has made it easier than ever for you to have peace of mind knowing you're prepared. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and stock up on their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit. You get tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Get at least one food kit for each family member. For a limited time, save $200 plus get free shipping on 3-month emergency food kits at mypatriotsupply.com. It's time to prepare for what we all know is coming. Go to mypatriotsupply.com now. mypatriotsupply.com.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Oh, Lordy.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does not appear, I will be here. If in the dark we lose sight.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine, for it is once again you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time to rise and shine if you can this morning. It is another day, one more, that the wake-up call came your way. Good morning. It's time for our daily bread. Our daily bread today is simply entitled, It's Empty Now. It is June the 13th. Our scripture insight today comes from Lamentations 1 and 1, and 12 through 13, and 16 through 2. Lamentations 1 and 1 says, how deserted is the city, once so full of people. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, it is June the 13th, 2023. It is a day that has never been, and it is a day that once it's gone, it will never, ever come again. It is a once in a lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do over. You don't get it back. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day, and you don't. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back to do the things that you were supposed to do that you didn't. If you've been around a while, you have no doubt have seen many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do? Well, whatever we do, while we can, for as long as we can, until we can't, reach back every once in a while and give somebody else a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must. Rest if you can. But you never, ever, ever quit. You never give up. Because winners don't quit. And quitters, no matter how sorry they feel, how motivated they're not, they'll never win. So don't ever give up. Always, always move forward. My mother said, nothing beats a failure but a try. I have found that to be great advice in my life. Good morning to you. It's empty now. That's our daily bet for this day, June the 13th, 2023. Good morning to you. It is a great day to be alive.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Mike Whitmer, and I titled today's reading, It's Empty Now. My brothers and our families spent the day moving our parents' belongings from our childhood home. Late in the afternoon, we went back for one last pickup. And, knowing this would be our final time in our family home, posed for a picture on the back porch. I was fighting tears when my mom turned to me and said, "It's all empty now." That pushed me over the edge. The house that holds 54 years of memories is empty now. I try not to think of it. The ache in my heart resonates with Jeremiah's first words of Lamentations. How deserted lies the city, once so full of people. An important difference is that Jerusalem was empty because of her many sins. God exiled his people to Babylon because they rebelled against him and refused to repent. My parents weren't moving because of sin, at least not directly, but ever since Adam's sin in the Garden of Eden, each person's health has declined over their lifetime. As we age, it's not unusual for us to downsize into homes that are easier to maintain. I'm thankful for the memories that made our modest home special. Pain is the price of love. I know the next goodbye won't be to my parents' home, but to my parents themselves. And I cry. I cry out to Jesus to come, put an end to goodbyes, and restore all things. My hope is in him. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Lamentations chapter 1, verse 1, verses 12 through 13, and verses 16 through 20. How deserted lies the city, once so full of people. How like a widow is she, who once was great among the nations. She who was queen among the provinces has now become a slave. Now, picking up at verse 12. Is it nothing to you, all you who pass by? Look around and see. Is any suffering like my suffering that was inflicted on me? that the Lord brought on me in the day of his fierce anger? From on high he sent fire, sent it down into my bones. He spread a net for my feet and turned me back. He made me desolate, faint all the day long. And now verses 16 through 20. This is why I weep, and my eyes overflow with tears. No one is near to comfort me, no one to restore my spirit. My children are destitute because the enemy has prevailed. Zion stretches out her hands, but there's no one to comfort her. The Lord has decreed for Jacob that his neighbors become his foes. Jerusalem has become an unclean thing among them. The Lord is righteous, yet I rebelled against his command. Listen, all you peoples, look on my suffering. My young men and young women have gone into exile. I called to my allies, but they betrayed me. My priests and my elders perished in the city, while they searched for food to keep themselves alive. See, Lord, how distressed I am. I am in torment within, and in my heart I am disturbed. For I have been most rebellious. Outside, the sword bereaves. Inside, there's only death. Let's pray. Father, thank you for our earthly families and for giving us a home in your forever family. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
All righty, it's time to rise and shine, people. It's time to get up from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the North to the South. Well, I don't know how much southern we can get. Okay, there's Texas and the other countries down there, or states down there. I'm still trying to figure out how they made all them states anyway. Anyway, good morning to you. All right, the 82nd Airborne Choir. I'm an alumnus of that special organization. Let's listen. Oh yeah.
Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door. Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door.
And jump right out and count to 4.
Right out and count to 4. If my man gone up in wide, if my man gone up in wide, I got a reserve by my side.
I got a reserve by my side.
Here we go.
Here we go. All the way.
Gotta
be rough and tough. Air. Boom. La-di, la, eh, eh. Hey, la-di, la-di, la, eh, eh. Hey, la-di, ho. Well, the GI grits and the GI gravy. We're so glad we got to join the Navy. Well, la-di, la-di, ho. The GI Corps. We're so glad that we're airborne. Hey, lottie, lottie, ho. There we go. All the way. Every day. All the way. There, pull. Oh, there we go. Hey. It's Tuesday. Time out. It's Tuesday. Son Smith, I told you we're only doing PT Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday. Okay, what's today? Right. Today is Tuesday. So get down, give me 50 push-ups right quick, and then get back up and govern yourselves accordingly. All right? I'm just saying. And after that, you can take charge of the latrine cleaning thing, okay? With Private Johnson there, okay? Now, so let's not make that mistake again, or else I'll have you cleaning the barracks with a toothbrush. All right? Let's not get it wrong. Okay. Now, let us salute our armed forces of these United States, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and of course, Coast Guard. And the local heroes, the Montgomery Fire Department, the Montgomery Police Department, ALEA, Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, which everybody else in the United States calls state troopers. Except Alabama, we just got to be different than everybody else. I'm like an honorary Alabamian now. I've been here for 31 years, 32 years. So now can I say I'm an Alabamian now? I think I put in the time. Yeah, I think I have. I got the time and state now to call myself an Alabamian. Okay, I'm just saying. So everybody else does things differently than we do. I'm just saying. Anyway, pay homage to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. And don't forget Alabama National Guard. Good morning, First Sergeant and Sergeant Major. Good morning to you. Hey, if you're going to kiss up, go high up to do it. Oh, and good morning to Montgomery Sanitation Department, because those guys are always at work before I am, you know. And good morning to Montgomery Police Department. Now listen, guys, I'm telling you guys, I don't speed. They're always sitting over there next to the Crampton Bowl trying to wait for a brother to come down the road. I don't speed. You can't speed when you listen to Luther Vandross and Barry Manilow. You just it's not in you. You can't do it. Now, if I'm speeding, somebody after me. And good morning, Maxwell and Gunner, and to all the folks that come to Montgomery, Alabama for the Air War College. And we call those guys our top guns. Thanks for all the folks who come from all over the world here just to learn from the best. So y'all treat everybody else in a different uniform, treat them fine, treat them with respect. I'm just saying, let's show our good hospitality as Southerners. And last, but certainly not least, their motto is Semper Fidelis. But they got a hard time pronouncing that because they got more than 2 syllables in it. So therefore, they cut it short, Semper Fi. But whether it's Semper Fidelis or Semper Fi, it all means the same thing. Always, always faithful. Anybody want to hear about my Marine Corps story one more time? I mean, I've only been telling this story for 45 years. Anybody else want to hear about this? I'm just saying. You might want to hear how they got me. And Obama was supposed to make me an honorary Marine, but he got out of there. Then Trump was supposed to do it, and Trump got out of there. I don't even think Biden knows where the Marine Corps is, so I'm not even going to try to get it from him. Should have got it when Clinton was there. Oh, well. See, I didn't need it when Ronald Reagan was there. I could have got it when Bush was there. I'm not sure. I could have got it. I could have got, I could have got that designation one way or the other when one of those. Now when Bush was, now I was in the Army there, Bush. I joined under Carter, so I didn't need it. Yeah, Carter, yeah. Okay, well, never mind. One of them Bushes should have done it. The last Bush should have did it, not the first Bush, the last Bush. I'm just saying, Yeah. Anyway, it's a long story. It's too long to go into tonight, today. What say, $20 million not coming to this. That's okay, we'll do all right. Okay, somebody's whining about the state that took away $20 million from the, what's it? Montgomery Whitewater lost $20 million in state funding. Well, see, that's why you don't depend on other people so you can eat. Joe Reed Sr. he's got a saying. He's got a saying. And I think it's a great saying. You don't send a hungry man with somebody else's plate, okay? Because by the time you get there, all you're going to have left is the plate. I'm just saying, So you got to depend on yourself. So we just need to raise the taxes up and get some more money for that water park. Now, I know Curmudgeon is going to talk about that. We won't take us long. We can come up. I mean, if we all pay our fair share, we can come up with $20 million. That ain't no big deal. We can do that. Matter of fact, we can do that by this afternoon, okay? This afternoon, Here's what I'm thinking. Put a nickel on every soda. okay? A dime on every candy bar, and $1 on every can of beer, and $2 on every bottle of liquor. We could do it. We could do this. I can tell. First of all, we don't need to be drinking beer anyway. We don't need to be drinking candy anyway. And soda just, we don't need that either. So let's raise the money on things that we do not need, but we like to have. Okay, I'm just saying, we might want to think about it. So we can get that $20 million. That $20 million is not a big deal. Okay, now if the city council has the gonads to get it done, we'll call it the I really don't need this tax. That's what we need. I really don't need this tax. Okay, hold. What would be the what would be the acronym? Okay, hold. The acronym would be I really don't need. Okay, this. Okay, Okay, IRDNT. Okay, I really don't need this tax. Okay, that's what we're gonna call it. IRDNT. That's sodas, candy bars, beer, and liquor. Okay, let's just go and put an extra dollar on every bottle, extra dime on. Okay, forget the dime. A quarter. Let's put the quarter. We want to have the top notch. We want to have the top notch water park in America. And not only that, I'm saving you. I'm saving you from drinking. Okay, and I'm saving you from all kinds of things. Okay, diabetes and things of that nature, which you told me I had. So I'm just saying. So we can raise the money. We can raise that $20 million overnight if we really wanted to. Okay? I'm just saying we could do that. And I think putting an extra 50 cents on a bottle of soda is a pretty good idea because nobody's going to stop drinking it. You know, we like it's like drugs. You just can't help it. You got to have them. Like me, I went to a restaurant yesterday. I said, okay, I'm not going to drink the soda. So I looked to the right. You know where I was. I looked to the right. I didn't look at the soda. And I was headed out the door with my chicken. Yeah, I'm a chicken guy, you know. So I was headed out the door with the chicken. Okay. And it was like somebody put a rope on me and dragged me back into a place and had to get me a soda. I didn't need the soda. And I don't care how much that soda costs, I was going to buy it. Okay. I got me an extra large, as a matter of fact. So I didn't have to buy a whole lot of stuff. I'm just saying. So we can make that $20 million. All we have to do is impose the IRDNT tax. Okay. I'm just saying we can do that. Okay. The IRDN tax. We can do that. We can raise that money, and the Whitewater Park will continue on. Okay. We need something in this town that has had nothing to do with race to get people here to enjoy our amenity. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, it makes sense to me. You know, I mean, it may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. We need people in Montgomery to want to have fun together and have a good time and make sure each other don't drown in that thing up there. I'm just okay. I'm just saying. So let us okay. So city council, around day, you know, you and council, y'all need to work on the IRDN tax. Okay, I really don't need that stuff. Thanks. Okay, candy bars, cigarettes, tobacco. You know, and let's just go for it. And it's a win-win situation. It's win-win because if you stop people from eating all that junk, they win, and if they keep eating it, we win. We get the money. So it's a win-win. I should be in the city council. Anyway, we'll be back after this. Okay, so after tobacco, alcohol, candy. Yes, and junk. We call it the junk food tax. Yes, yeah, we can do this. Like the vaccine shot and all that stuff. We can do this. Okay, now I'm gonna go. We'll be back.
Easier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. For a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
An active weather day on the way. There will be showers and storms as early as this morning, and I do think that activity will continue through the afternoon. Now, it won't rain all day, but I do think a lot of us see shower and storm activity, and some of the storms can be strong to severe with large hail and strong to damaging wind gusts both possible. More rain and storms and good coverage of that activity tonight and again Wednesday. Again, strong to severe thunderstorms are possible. That's the first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seeley for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Sunday Boulevard, you've got a train on the struck a vehicle. Road use caution, avoid that area. Sunday Boulevard, please use caution there. The train is blocking the roadway. May take a while for this to clear up. If you see something else out there good trouble, contact us. We'll pass the info along. Registration for golf classes going on now in Trinity State. This is the time to get your financial aid in order. Change your life. All Trinity State, today's college for tomorrow's world. Welcome up to the law from Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
When Valorant first appeared, a mass exodus was seen in the Counter-Strike professional scene. Now that the long-awaited sequel Counter-Strike 2 is around, Valorant might get hit with the old Uno reverse guard. Kiko, a Counter-Strike veteran, left the scene to go play professional Valorant 3 years ago. This week, the All-Star expressed his desire to go back to his old stomping grounds once the new game releases this summer. Do you think more esports stars will follow suit?
The latest esports and gaming news online at XP.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, always seeking to extend your operation, create opportunities, and move on them fast. With Bank of America, you have access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful they make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business. What would you like to add? Copyright 2023 Bank of America.
When your business information is missing or inconsistent across the internet, search engines won't find you, and customers won't either. Help ensure customers see you and not your competitors. Boost your findability. CumulusBoost.com. CumulusBoost.com.
Hey, this is Randy and Tammy Brookball here at Private Farm Center.
Hey, Randy, tell me about those hot chicks.
No, Tammy, I don't know this is not new.
No, Randy, the baby chicks.
Oh, yeah, we get Lebanon Reds, Americanas, Bell Orpingtons, and about 6 other different varieties.
Plus ducks, turkeys, geese, and guineas.
Oh, the Raising Chickens is a great family project.
And you get to look forward to fresh eggs.
Visit Private Farm Center at 1154 South Memorial Drive and pick up your hot chicks today.
If you're hot, if you feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack, you can hope the right person comes along. Or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/FREE. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hey folks, this is Cassidy
And Mackenzie,
also known as the Wolf Girls. We have some exciting news. The warehouse relinquishment sale at the Rustic Outlet next to American Oak and More has been extended.
we have added more inventory.
Check out some of these deals.
Kitchen islands were $9.29, now $5.99.
Bar stools were $89, now $52.
Nightstands were $2.99, now $1.25.
6-foot kitchen table was $6.19, now just $3.69.
King size bed was $13.39, now $6.39.
King size bedroom suite was $29.39, now $15.17.
6-foot TV console was $6.99, now $4.28.
5-piece wall unit was $2,049, now $1,065.
Check it out online at AmericanOakandMore.com under the Warehouse Sale tab or on Facebook.
Hurry, these deals won't last long.
Shop the Rustic Furniture Outlet next to American Okamura on Wetumpka Highway, just south of the River Bridge.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop, top, top.
My drinking had become a problem. Too many nights waking up at 3 a.m., sweating, head pounding, self-loathing, and anxiety hitting me hard. Thinking, how did I do this again? What's wrong with me? Why can't I stop?
If you're finally ready to stop drinking completely or just want to drink less, naltrexone could help you. Naltrexone is an FDA-approved medication that reduces cravings and pleasure from drinking, making it easier to drink less or quit alcohol altogether. And you can see improvement almost immediately. Whether your challenges with alcohol are mild, moderate, or severe, or health makes it simple to get started with treatment. Just text AGAIN to 323232 to get a secure link to our private online assessment. One of our licensed medical professionals will evaluate your assessment, and if medication is right for you, prescribe it directly online. We'll deliver your prescription right to your front door. No doctor's office visits required. You really can stop drinking or just drink less. Text AGAIN to 323232 to get started today. Text the word AGAIN to 323232. Text AGAIN to 323232.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese to Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
All right, calm things down now. I had to do a survey one morning and see exactly how many people up this time of the morning. Because I'm going to go down to the office down there. Unless I get an appreciation for the 6 o'clock thing here, I'm going to go down there and But now, if you guys want me to still come in at 6 in the morning to help you get out of bed in the morning, that's good. I just got to know I'm doing something here. Okay, so I'm taking the survey this morning. Start at 7 or stay at 6. Okay, but I can only take the survey through text. So 241-9998, and by the end of this show today, we're gonna see if I'm going down into the. Hey, listen, 7 o'clock is good. I can get that extra hour sleep. Like I'm just saying. Okay, so that's 241-9998. I'm doing a survey today because I'm gonna go down the hall and see if I come in at 7. But I don't know if anybody's actually up this time of the morning. You know what I mean? Is anybody really up this time of the morning? Although we had an accident, so somebody was up this time of the morning. We had it in somebody's car. So somebody's up this morning, but I don't know if they have the elk dog in their car with them or not. But if they'd had me in the car with them, then they probably wouldn't have had that accident. And I still can't figure out how people get hit by a train on the train track. I mean, a train is big. How do you miss a train? Can't you hear the train coming? I mean, it's even if you can't see it, you ought to be able to hear it. I don't know how you do that. I've had one bad accident in my life. That's when I was 17 years old, and I got my first car, and it was raining, and I couldn't sit. And thank God I am still here today because 18 years old, that car ran right through me. No, I ran out in front of the car. That's what it was. First car I ever had. I did 1975. And that made a brother go join the army. That's one of the things. But anyway, 860-14. Well, don't call me. Don't call me. But you can text me. Now I'm trying to either 7 or stay at 6. Let's do the survey. Anyway, 86. What else we got going on today? Okay. Oh, lessons of life. Can't forget the lessons of life and the word of the day. Okay, that's what we need today. Now, lessons of life are the things you learn by living. Nobody can tell you. I mean, people can tell you about it, but you'll never learn it until you actually do it. It's kind of like running a mile. You can sit on the sideline and talk how bad the quarterback is, but I've done that too. But I've never been a quarterback, so I really don't know how to do the job. Okay. But they get paid a lot of money to be criticized, and that's not a good example. But there are things in life that you have to experience them for yourself. Like somebody in church says, if you don't have a test, you don't have a testimony. Well, that's what it ought to be the testimony of life. Anyway, 18. Oh, don't forget that. Don't call. Anyway, so the word of the day means spirited, brave, nobly, chivalrous, and often self-sacrificing. Okay, my name's not in the dictionary under that, but it sounds like something that I would be. Okay, the word means spirited, brave, nobly chivalrous, and often self-sacrificing. What word is defined by that definition? Okay, I'll give you a couple seconds. One more time. The word means spirited, brave, nobly chivalrous, and often self-sacrificing. What is it? This is Jeopardy. What's that? And the answer is, what is gallant? Gallant, gallant, which means spirited, brave, nobly chivalrous, and often self-sacrificing. Sounds like me. All right then. Well, I've been called a lot of things, but never gallant. But now that I know what the word means, I'm going to change my name next week to gallant on air. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the lesson of life today is very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words. Probably the most important 10 words in one sentence you will ever hear in your life. Okay? Listen, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go out on the limb and say this combination of words is probably the most important 10 words put together that you will ever hear in your existence on God's green earth. Oh, that's heavy. That's heavy. That's right, it is heavy. But here you go. And here again, here you go. God always answers, and yet sometimes the answer is no. Say that one more time. You see, we think God didn't answer us because he doesn't give us the answers that we want. The answer. God always answers. And yes, sometimes the answer is no. More than 10 words you'll ever put together in your whole life. Anyway, moving right along. It is June the 13th. On June the 13th, 1966, the Supreme Court ruled that Miranda versus Arizona, that criminal suspects had to be informed of their constitutional rights to consult with an attorney and to remain silent. 1966 was the year. 1842, Queen Victoria became the first British monarch to ride on a train traveling from Slough Railway Station to Paddington in 25 minutes. Okay, when I was over to England, I didn't do all that stuff. I just landed. Where were we at? In one of them places. 1927, aviation hero Charles Lindbergh was honored with a ticker tape parade in New York. 1935, James Braddock claimed the title of World Heavyweight Boxing Champion from Max Baer in a 15-round slugfest in Queens, New York. Becky Sharp, the first movie photographed in 3-strip Technicolor, opened in New York. The year was 1942. A 4-man Nazi sabotage team arrived on Long Island, New York, 3 days before the second 4-man team landed in Florida. All 8 men were arrested after 2 members of the group defected. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt created the Office of Strategic Services and the Office of War Information. Always got to have an office. 1967, President LBJ, or Lyndon Baines Johnson, as he was otherwise known, nominated Solicitor General Thurgood Marshall to become the first black justice of the United States Supreme Court in 1967. 1977, on this day, James Earl Ray was convicted assassin of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr., was recaptured following his escape 3 days earlier from a Tennessee prison. 1978, the movie Grease, starring John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, had its world premiere in New York City. 1983 was the year the first space shuttle, Pioneer 10, launched in 1972, became the first spacecraft to leave the solar system as it crossed orbit of Neptune. Yeah, I got to see the video. I'm really sure we actually got that. Okay, where's Tyson DeGrasse when you need him? I want to see some video evidence of that, okay? 1993, Canada's Progressive Correct Conservative Party chose Defense Minister Kim Campbell to succeed Brian Mulroney as Prime Minister. She was the first woman to hold that post. Astronaut Donald K. Deke Slayton died in Lead City, Texas at the age of 79. 1997, a jury voted unanimously to give Timothy McVeigh the death penalty for his role in the Oklahoma City bombing. The Chicago Bulls captured their 5th professional basketball championship in 7 years with a 90-86 victory over the Utah Jazz in Game 6. Matter of fact, somebody won last night. I don't watch basketball. They look like a bunch of crooks and thugs to me. But give some props. Give some props to the world to the basketball champions of the United States. You can't say the world champions because they haven't played anybody else outside the United States. I forgot who it was, but I know one thing: LeBron may have been LeBron probably the latest, but he ain't the greatest. I think that plateau still belongs to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan can win a game by himself, and LeBron ain't never been able to do that. I ain't mad at him because I know he'll come back and kick my ever-loving butt. So I'm just saying, he just, he's good. He's that good. Okay, I'm just saying. In 2005, a jury in Santa Maria, California, acquitted Michael Jackson of molesting a 13-year-old cancer survivor at his Neverland Ranch. The Supreme Court warned prosecutors to use care in striking minorities from juries, siding with the black murder defendants in Texas and California who contended their juries had been unfairly stacked with whites. The year was 2008. Tim Russell, the moderator of NBC's Meet the Press, died suddenly while preparing for his weekly broadcast. He was 58 years old. R. Kelly was acquitted of all charges in his child pornography trial in Chicago, ending a 6-year ordeal for the R&B superstar. Oh well. 14 years ago, opponents of the Muhammad Ahmadinejad, how do you pronounce that name, clashed with police in the heart of Tehran after the Iranian president claimed a re-election victory. Hundreds gathered in the sprawling hillside cemetery in Los Angeles to attend the funeral of David Carradine, more than a week after the 72-year-old actor was found paid in a Bangkok hotel room. 9 years ago, the Internal Revenue Service told Congress it had lost a trove of emails, that's right, to and from Lois Lerner, a central figure in the agency's Tea Party controversy. That's right, it came after, but within the Tea Party, we were moving. Where's the Tea Party anyway? Anybody? Do we still exist? Maybe not. 5 years ago, President Donald Trump declared his summit with Kim Jong-un had ended in any nuclear threat to the North Korea. Though the meeting had produced no details on how and when weapons might be eliminated or reduced on the eve of the start of the World Cup in Russia. And those are some of the things that have happened on this day. Now, what day is it today? Well, we're celebrating the feast of Anthony, that's in Spain. How about International Absenteeism Day? Yes, don't do nothing. International Axe Throwing Day. Listen, if I'm going any place and they're throwing axes, I'm getting the hell out of there. Okay, I'm just saying, I don't need to be there. Yeah. International Community Association Managers Day. Hey, I don't know who came up with it, but so be it. National Call Your Doctor Day. Let's call him for the hell of it. How you doing? See if you need some, take them some chow or something over there, okay? Call your doctor. Call them visit with our doctor sometime. I can't talk to them because I don't know what they're saying. Okay. National Dance Movement Therapy Advocacy Day. In other words, dancing can do a lot for you. Okay. Dancing can do a lot for you. Especially because the eyes are right. National Forklift Safety Day. So if you drive a forklift, make sure you're safe with it. Okay. National Jane Day. If your name is Jane, what a plain name is Jane. Hey, anybody seen Jane? Yeah, seen a bunch of them. I'm just saying. Anyway, but it is Jane Day today. Okay. National Productive Business Civility Day. That means everybody in business today must be nice to their partner. Okay. National Weeds and Garden Day. Now, when I first saw that, I thought it was National Weed Day. I thought about smoking Mary Joe. Obviously, that's not the weed they're actually talking about. They're talking about the other day. Now, Random Acts of Kindness Day today. Okay. World Softball Day today. National Hermit Week. Okay, I almost represent that. Okay, one more. National School Grounds Week where we close. Okay. So anyway, when we come back, again, American lawyers have struck. Now we're going to send one more business overseas. What am I talking about? We'll figure that out when we come back.
Now, WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Alabama's new cannabis industry is one step closer to becoming a reality. The Alabama Medical Commission awarding licenses to 21 companies that will grow, sell, test, and transport medical marijuana. Under Alabama law, states have been certified by sponsors. A recently signed bill by Representative Ivy will create new paths for people who are new law, the Alabama Board of Education will create a list of qualified programs that will put students in qualified working students. You'll have to have a bachelor's degree, have a background check, more than one vote to offend. According to the Alabama Department of Public Health, the Texas needs to be schools. So far this year, there have been over 3,000 cases in Alabama who have cases usually. Health leaders urge people to get cannabis. I'm Jan Williams at your
Home of the Ben Shapiro Show, heard on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, the Trios media station. This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. All eyes are on the federal courthouse in Miami today, hours before former President Trump is expected to be arraigned on 37 felony counts on the classified documents case. Correspondent Stephen Portnoy is there.
Security here in downtown Miami has ramped up, and the posture inside the courthouse is also tightened with additional metal detectors now positioned just outside the 13th floor courtroom where Trump will appear. The proceeding should only last a few minutes. It will involve the magistrate judge reading Trump and his body man their rights. Both men will offer an initial plea, and the court will then set the terms for their release.
A fellow Republican presidential candidate is weighing in. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie spoke at a CNN town hall.
Whether you like Donald Trump or you don't like Donald Trump, this conduct is inexcusable, in my opinion, for somebody who wants to be president of the United States.
Mr. Trump is scheduled to fly to his estate in Bedminster, New Jersey after his arraignment to speak to supporters and meet with major donors. It's a party in Denver. After trailing at halftime, the Nuggets beat the Heat 94-89 in Game 5 on ABC, but the celebrations turned violent. CBS's Kathy Cook says there was a mass shooting just a mile from Ball Arena.
3 of the victims are in critical condition. The suspect was arrested, and Denver police say it appears multiple shots were fired during an altercation involving several people.
The government releases the latest consumer price index in half an hour. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Inflation is expected to ease in May as energy and food prices should have pushed down the annual inflation rate to 4.1%. That would be lower than the 4.9% we saw in April. A new study from Oxford University finds significant progress treating and curing breast cancer. CBS's Vicki Barker reports from London. The large-scale, multi-year study of 500,000 breast cancer patients found 5-year survival rates have soared in the past 30 years, with women diagnosed between 2010 and 2015 66% less likely to die than those diagnosed in the 1990s. Wheel of Fortune's Pat Sajak says he'll retire after the upcoming season 41. CBS's Matt Piper has details.
There you go. The 76-year-old has hosted a syndicated version of the game show since its debut in 1983. He says he'll have more to say in the coming months. Jack says it's been a wonderful ride and he'll stay on as a consultant for 3 years. This is CBS News. Hiring is a lot easier with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This episode of Eye on Travel is brought to you by Viking, providing all-inclusive voyages on rivers, oceans, and lakes around the world. Designed for curious travelers with interest in science, history, culture, and cuisine. Viking Chairman Torsten Hagen often says, Viking offers experiences for the thinking person. No children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com.
Discover My Pillow 2.0. Mike Lindell's upgraded pillow. Soft, smooth, and cool with temperature regulating fabric. There's a limited time buy one get one free offer using promo code COMFORT. Proudly made in the USA, 10-year warranty, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Visit mypillow.com, click Radio Podcast Square for the BOGO deal. Use promo code COMFORT or call 1-800-976-6949 now.
A horrifying story from South America. A 76-year-old Ecuadorian woman woke up inside a coffin at her own wake after she was declared dead at a hospital in Babahoyo just 2 days earlier. She's suffocating, said her loved ones, who frantically pulled her out and called an ambulance after they heard her banging on the coffin for help. The woman had been trapped there for hours and was suffering from cardiac arrest. Now she's back in the hospital where her family says they're monitoring her a little more closely. Monica Ricks, CBS News. New study finds women who take oral contraceptive pills may have a higher risk of depression. A study from Uppsala University in Sweden finds women who began using them as teenagers are at highest risk, with a 130% increased chance of depression. Scientists blame the higher teenage risk on hormonal changes triggered by puberty. Still, the study's authors note most women who use the pill have few, if any, adverse side effects. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
On the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. This is the alarming world of an actual untitled thief. I don't need to know your date of birth and social security. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and have that document. And this can also sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house is sold, or to have several loans or several banks are foreclosing on it. For pennies a day, home title law with virtual burial protection allow your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert, and that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com. So, Mother, what are you ready?
Hey, are you trying to say how's the baby doing?
She's great, but the kids, you really need more space.
You should check out like we have a home up in the in Saudi. We have labels and 15. Really? Yeah. My mom got a green home. Every time.
Thanks. I'll check it out. Connect with Garden for all your lending needs. witty and fast in the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
All right, it is 7:07 in the morning. I just saw a picture on TV a couple seconds ago where some bridge, if you're headed toward I-95, now you're a long way from I-95 right now, but if you're headed that way, you might want to take another destination because some bridge on I-95 is going out because a gasoline truck had turned over and all the gasoline burnt the bridge so bad that it started falling apart. Okay, how's that possible? I thought you got to go through certain standards and stuff like that in order to put bridges and stuff up. I don't know, but I'm not going to I-95 today. But that's a good ride anyway. But I have driven. Now, I have driven from I-95 to I-5 all by my lonesome self. And for a while, I couldn't even go to Prattville by myself. I don't know what happened to me, but So anyway, I went from Fort Bragg, Fort Lewis twice by my lonesome self. I love Fort Lewis. Now, unless they're going to change the name of Fort Lewis too, it will always be Fort Lewis to me. So anyway, 860-1440 is our number here, whatever you want to talk about this morning. But one of the things I want to talk about is another business that we are going to send overseas. Okay, first of all, let's just acknowledge that anytime you're in business in America today, and you keep wondering why everybody's going overseas, okay? You keep wondering why everybody's going overseas. Well, Alabama will receive $250 million in an opioid settlement with drug makers and pharmacies announced last week. Last week, Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall said that $17.3 billion of an opioid agreement with drug takers Teva and Allergan, where I didn't pronounce that, and pharmacies CVS and Walgreens has been approved. Alabama will receive $248,948,247 in the settlement. Now that sounds good, right? Somebody said, those bad business people, they should have told us. Okay, well, here's the problem. So now we're going to run another business out of America. Okay, and the drugs going to come back. The people who actually need the drug, okay, going to come back at a higher price. Your insurance is going to go up. And here's one of the things I can't understand about the medical field. You got somebody that's dying of cancer. Okay, they tell them they don't want to give them too much because they don't want to get them addicted. Really? Okay. So we don't want to give you much of this drug because you'll feel good, but you may become addicted, as opposed to addicted to cancer. I mean, some of the things we do in America now to try to keep everybody safe, Okay. I saw something the other day on Facebook that pretty much represented this. You know how you go down the road and you listen to Luther Vandross or one of your favorite artists on the radio, or your CD player, or if you don't got to see whatever. So you're listening to the good vibes. You got the windows up, the AC on, and all of a sudden you look to your left, you look to your right. There are people who wearing masks driving down the road. Now there's nobody in the car but them. Okay. So you look again because you're hoping to see at least one other person in the car with the guy. And if you're going down the road right now, I'm talking about you. Okay. If you're going down the road right now and you're wearing a mask, who the hell are you wearing the mask from? I mean, come on, man. But anyway, so now you're going to start reintroducing the carbon monoxide back into your system. Now, the next thing you know, you're going to have COPD, and then you're going to probably blame somebody else for that. Okay? You cannot stop everybody from putting themselves in harm's way. Okay? So I'm just saying. You ever see that go down the street and you say to yourself, what an idiot. Now, what an idiot. So, so if you already have the disease, you putting a mask on in your car when there's nobody in there but you, what does that do for you? I'm just saying. I mean, that's got this mask thing sometimes. I understand wearing masks in the presence of other people. At least that's reasonable. But to wear a mask in the car, nobody, and you got the air conditioner on, ain't nobody in the car but you, and you got a mask on. Okay, I'm just saying. Well, that's what we're doing now. We are going to run all these businesses out of America, and then they're going to come back over here, charge us more money to bring it back over here, and everybody else in the world be getting it cheap but us, because we got some of the most stupid rules that they're running to. But anyway, now, CVS, Walgreens, sooner or later, we're going to look like a third world country because all the businesses are going to be everywhere else. Because we have this great obsession to think that we don't have as individuals some responsibility to go with the things we take and the things we do. And here, now, you want to hear about hypocrisy? And here's hypocrisy. We have accidents in automobiles every day. Every day. I heard about something today. Every day. Planes crash all the time. This is why I don't get into it. But anyway, they crash all the time. But we do not ban cars from going down the freeway. There's an accident I think in America somewhere, every 30, 40 seconds. There's an accident someplace. Okay. So, but we don't ban cars. You talk about one of the most destructive. When you get into a car accident, that's tough. Really, really. I mean, the guy told me the other day they went into some guy got way out the car and just it was a terrible scene at the accident. But I don't hear anybody talking about let us get rid of cars. Okay, because if you think about it, it makes more sense to ban automobiles than it does just about anything that we ban. Okay, I mean, this really marijuana don't hurt as many people as automobiles. Okay, and even if you're in a crash with an automobile and you're not smoking any marijuana, it's still the same crash. So I'm just saying we are trying our darndest to keep everybody safe. We so bad in America now, we don't even want kids to go outside and play in the playground anymore because they may hurt, slip, and fall. See, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. And if we listen, okay. Now okay. I know this is gonna sound a little bit crazy. I know it is, but I'm making a point. Okay. It seems to me if we really wanted to keep everybody safe, we would outlaw the sale of bullets. Yeah. If we really want to keep because a gun is no good without the bullet. So continue to make the guns, you can continue to own a firearm, you just won't be able to find the bullet. Okay, I'm just saying. You sometimes you have to show the absurd by being absurd. Okay, but again, bullets hurt more people in America, especially in urban America, than anything else. So let us outlaw bullets. So we outlaw bullets and cars. We would have an overpopulation of the earth right now because nobody would kill anybody and nobody would die from car accidents. Then we'll be crying. You know what we'll be crying about then? We got too many people. I'm just saying. I was thinking about this last night. I know you guys think it's crazy to talk about getting rid of bullets, but if our goal is to make sure that people don't get hurt, that people have no responsibility in the opioid thing. People don't have any responsibility for their own safety, their own welfare. If good government wants to take care of everything, then let's just outlaw bullets and outlaw cars. But even if you gave everybody a bike, they would fall off the bike. And then we'd have to outlaw bikes because somebody got hurt on one. You see what I'm going here? You see what I'm going? Yeah, yeah. And do you know, let's talk about knives. Because there are probably more people hurt with knives than guns in America, but we don't hear about that. Okay, the other day, there was a guy in the park that took a big knife and stabbed 6 people. Okay, I'm just saying. So I guess the best thing you can do is be like Chuck Norris and learn karate. Okay, get a jiu-jitsu belt or something like that. That way, you stand a better chance against another human being. Okay. Okay. And did you know there's a lot of people in America get hurt on a basket that basket that's in the store? Yeah, the basket that's in the store that you put your groceries in. Well, people get hurt on those. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just saying. So another business is going to leave America to make their opioid tablets, and then when the next pandemic or something happens, we won't be making those either. We'll be someplace else, and we'll have to pay 14 times what they ought to cost us because we're too stupid and we run businesses out of America. So I don't know, Attorney General Steve Marshall. I don't know if this is a reason to celebrate. I feel sorry. Okay, we're suing everybody, Okay, and then we're going to run everybody. And sooner or later, things we sued people for, we will actually need. Did we not learn anything from the pandemic? Did we not learn anything? That when you give other people control over the things you need, you don't have any control. I'm just saying. So although the Attorney General's office, I know Alabama Attorney General, they're all congratulating themselves for that little bit of money. Okay, that little bit of money, but the damage they may do to Alabama by people not wanting to come here and work and put their businesses here, a lot of them, is far greater than a couple opioid things. I mean, you don't have to take the pills. Okay, I'm just saying you don't have to take the pills. You just have to. I don't know. Anyway, 860-1414 number here. Let me see now. What else is going on? What else is going on right now? Okay. Oh yeah, there's some lawyer in there. You know what I don't like about people who get DUIs? If you happen to be a lawyer or a policeman, they put your picture all over the paper like you're somebody famous. You know what I'm saying? They're the people great. They're already going through enough stuff. And this guy in Mississippi, Senator Michael McLendon, now come on. He just had a little too much to drink, and now you put the paper on, make it look like a crook. Okay? I'm just saying. Yeah. Oh, one more thing too, since I'm on the police thing. Maybe somebody out there, maybe Lieutenant is out there that can answer this question for me. Because when the police tell you to get out of your car, do you have to get out of your car? That's what I want to know. Because I saw a video yesterday, and the guy never got out the car, even though the police said get out the car. He said, well, tell me why. He said, why should I have to get out my car? It's a traffic stop. He said, why should I have to get out the car? I thought that was a pretty interesting question. And the officer never answered. He said, why am I getting out of my car? He said, well, can we, so the police officer asked him, can we scan your car? I don't know what that is. I guess it's some process by which they can tell if you have drugs. He said, nope. He said, well, can I bring the dog around your car? Well, I mean, actually, the car's on a public street, so I don't think you have to answer if you can bring your dog around the car. But if the police ask you to get out the car, are you legally compelled to get out the car? Okay, 7:21 in the morning. And according to this guy, no, unless you have been accused of a crime. So I don't know. I thought that was, good time. In Gulf Shores, that's in Alabama, a man arrested for a March 27th shooting near the Hangout restaurant in Gulf Place in Gulf Shore will have a bond hearing this week. You know what I'm willing to say? And he's got a funny name. I can't pronounce his name, so this name, but leave it alone. From Fairhope. He's asking for a reduced bond, claiming he's not a flight risk. Bradley is his name. He's charged with attempted murder, shooting into an occupied dwelling, disorderly conduct, reckless endangerment. He is in the Baldwin County Jail on $1,065,000 bond. And he's asking that the bond be reduced and placed on house arrest with a GPS monitoring system. Well, here's what I'm thinking when I read this yesterday. Here's what I'm thinking. I believe we ought to have a circumstance that is so severe that you just don't give money. Okay. Oh yeah, and the director of Alabama Department of Transportation, yeah, he was arrested too. Well, he's released on bond. Okay, I can live with that. But when you get charged with shooting, murdering people, no, we don't. We just need to do away with bond and let them take it to the Supreme Court. And by the time it gets to the Supreme Court, and because they got a backlog up there, you'll still be in jail for a long time. Okay, let's let it go up the chain. Let it fly the flagpole up the chain. Okay. Yeah, I did read that though. The director of Alabama Department of Transportation arrested in Marshall County. He was released on bond. Okay, I can live with that. But when you shoot people, putting people's lives in danger, stuff like that. Now, I will tell you one thing about the director. I don't think you should lose your job if you make a mistake. I don't think this is all of a sudden, well, he may be a hell of a good director of the Department of Transportation, but he just had a little bit too much to drink. I don't think you should lose your job. There are very few jobs that I think you should lose your job for making a mistake with the DUI. Okay, unless it's a driving job. Okay, now if it's driving the buses for the kids or something like that, I can understand. You losing your job in that case. But I can catch Uber to work. I mean, I don't have to drive to work. I can catch Uber or walk or catch a ride with a friend, something like that. So before people start calling for the guy's head, listen, let the trial bear out. Okay, let it bear out. Okay, and speaking of police, now, ladies and gentlemen, I have it on good authority. What I'm about to tell you is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. But when I come back, you're going to get the scoop right here from Scoop Elkins. That's me, the scoop. Okay. But again, the names have been changed to protect the innocent. There's some stuff going on in Montgomery right now. They're trying to stay out of these fights. Yeah. I'm trying to stay out of these fights. Every once in a while, the information comes to me, and I just got to share it with you. Okay, I'm just saying. So when we come back, breaking news right here. It's Scoop Elkins. We'll be back. Oh,
Father's Day, you can save up to 50% at tools and accessories. Now, Father's Day deals today. Those deals down. Those deals are improving. That is because they do have very
on the way, there will be showers and storms. Mostly as we do, the rain, I do think that activity will continue through the afternoon. Now, it won't rain all day, but I do think a lot of us can start to
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sun's Automotive and family driven on News Radio 1440. They do have
Elkins in the morning. And Bugs and Bugs in the midday. And Smooth Morning in the afternoon. With news all day. Get everybody. Next up, Straight Talk Freedom. Ever noticed that saying no offense is offensive? Well, no offense. It's you're overpaying for your wiring. See? Offense. Ask the Straight Talk Docket. Your unlimited plans is more than $35 a month on Straight Talk. America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. And the free by I think it's just Straight.com. These are most
Bill Bradley, won't you please fix it?
I'm cooking. I have some tips on how to cook smoked black onions. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to do smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started my second quit day. Then I threw out my ashtrays, markers, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my phone. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I'm going to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT now. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC. What else is there? Because 60 to 90 days in Unified helping to quit at least 50 minutes a day. Get involved. Go to UnitedWay.org/quit. And this can do everything. Brought to you by United Way and the Advocate. Don't miss Sean Hannity. Vitamin coherently is used this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
All right, then. Before I get to the breaking news, I was reading an article yesterday about this new so-called possibility of an 8th congressional district in the state of Alabama, and how Sewell would be in jeopardy of losing her job. I seriously doubt it. One thing about what's going to say. And Republicans, I'll get it. Once they get in there for a long time, they stay in until they want to leave. But you remember last week we were having this conversation about all the hoopla about maybe getting an 8th congressional district in the state of Alabama. We were just talking about it because evidently black folks make up 27% of the population of Alabama, and last week I did some exhaustive studying on this, and everybody always somehow when these rulings come out, we think they actually mean something. Now, what this ruling means is that it has to come back down to the lower courts, I guess. But and I hate to go there because I'm a kind man. I try to be kind. But after 30 years of voting, started voting when I was 33, somewhere around there, 34, somewhere around there. I don't see a difference. Honestly, really, I don't see it. I don't see a difference in how many black congressional districts we have as far as the upward mobility of black people. I just don't. I don't see a difference. I mean, and when people understand these rules have nothing to do with the upward mobility of the citizenry. It is about the upward mobility of a political party, not okay, not you. That is why each election, and even after this election, no matter who wins, who loses, your situation probably won't change. You're going to be in the same, and the only way your situation is going to change, you got to look in the mirror, take your right foot, kick yourself in the butt, and say, listen, the guy on the big white horse is not coming. But when they have these fights over these political districts, you would think, I'm never saying, you would think they are fighting for you. And they are not. They are, and John Merrill pretty much told me that these rules are for the parties themselves. And if you are not a member, a card-carrying, paying member of a particular political organization, it's not even for you. So no matter what you call yourself, you're like free labor to the party. So while all the law, the possibility of an eighth congressional district lies before us, it won't do anything for the average citizen, black citizen of Alabama. You're going to be in the same boat then that you are now. So I'm just thinking, and so I'm hearing all these people last week clap their hands and blah 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 blah. Well, okay, and let me give you a classic example. Brown v. Board of Education, one of the most significant court cases from a societal standpoint in the history of America when it comes to where our black folks are treated and the resources that are expended through that effort. Brown v. Board of Education was a historic decision when it came down. But as you see in America, as you see, most of the schools that are downtrodden, academically deficient, horribly so, more violence, less resources, are black schools. It is what it is. Now, is that a failure of leadership? Or is that, as some people like to say, systemic? I don't know if it's. I would imagine there are some systemic parcels in there. I would imagine there are. But think about it. All these great decisions coming down, Loving versus Virginia, all of these, Plessy versus Plessy, the Plessy case, all of these great landmark cases, and the people that supposedly benefit from them really don't. We look at any major city in America that is populated, any city that is populated by an overwhelming majority of blacks, everything is pretty much up to speed. Let's go to our west or to our east. Let's go to Birmingham. Let's go to Atlanta. Oh, they got places that are really nice. Even in Montgomery, we got some schools that are the creme de la creme of education. We got some, yeah. Even in Atlanta, they got Morehouse, they got Spells, they got all these schools up there in DC, wherever. We got all of these things, but we're no better off as individually as we were 50 years ago. So the question is, What is going to have to be done to change, to truly change the paradigm of the of black folks in America from a political standpoint? What's going to have to be done? First of all, you can have a lot of people registered to vote, but if you don't vote, what difference does it make? It doesn't make a difference at all. I've been hearing the stories forever. So what is it going to take politically to make a difference in black folks' lives politically in America? The Republicans don't really pay you much attention because they know 98% of you are going to vote Democrat. The Democrats don't pay you much of attention because they know you're going to vote 98% Democrat. So they don't have to work for you, and the Republicans don't seem to want to work for you. So what is it going to take to have what we used to have, a little bit of which we don't have anymore, is political influence? The LGBTQTIABCDEFG group, they have more political influence than black folks do. Now, if you happen to be black and belong to that group, then you probably got a little something going on there. But what is it going to take? 860-1440. What's it going to take? Or do we even? You know, my son and I were having a conversation last night, and he was telling me how kids act in school and how bad it is, and how it gets. He's embarrassed for the things that go on in public schools. I gave him a bit of advice, and I don't know if the advice was good or bad, but it was the only thing I could come up with at that moment. I said, when everybody else is acting crazy, acting stupid, you act like you got to. Because you will stand out amongst them. When they're doing and laughing and they're talking and they're checking and they're jiving, you sit there and you observe. Because those people are the people that will be easily led in the future. Okay? So I gave him that advice, and I believe it holds true. I think just if you get a bunch of people that are all acting crazy, if they're all going to the left, you go to the right. And if nothing else, people will wonder. They will no longer wonder about all of those people going to the left that are crazy. They'll wonder, who is that guy right there that goes to the right? Because you stand out. And so that's advice I gave him. And I think that's the advice in society we need to use too sometimes. And if you ever notice that most of the kids today who end up in jail on top of somebody's crime report or something like that, you ever notice they all get stupid looking haircuts? They do. They got stupid looking haircuts. They look crazy. They look like crazy people. And they begin to act the way they look. When's the last time you looked at the newspaper and saw some kid that was in trouble that had a nice haircut? And I'll tell you what haircuts are indicative of, okay? And why there is an aura about people. And think about it. Go to Montgomery's the sheriff thing, the bulletin board, the sheriff, and look at the people in jail and the way they look. The way they look, the way they cut their hair, these crazy hairdos that they look. Don't take my word for it. Go look at it. Go look at the way they look. They look like they're from a different world, different place, a different reality. But there's a reason for that. See, and I hope I don't have time to get into it. Anyway, so when is the last time you have saw a man that was shot over the weekend, or shot somebody over the weekend, or broken into somebody's house, broken into somebody's door? When is the last time you seen a clean-cut young man in the newspaper for doing it? Not saying that it hasn't happened. I mentioned that. When was the last time you picked up the paper and somebody got shot somebody and you looked at them and said, wow, I'm surprised. There's a reason. There is a reason why people with clean-cut haircuts who look decent and in order don't find themselves in the situation the young folks do who look crazy. There is a reason for that. I'll let you guys figure it out. Anyway, I got to the break. We'll be back. I don't know how I got on that, but I talked to my son last night. We were talking about crazy people. And people who don't distinguish themselves, they just go along with the crowd. Again, if everybody else is going left, you go right. If nothing else, all eyes will be on you. That.
USFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio.
But open roads, nothing over water. With all the plans that we need to do and hair care. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 with your first sponsored job. The plan.
The other day on the way, there will be showers during storms. The only is for and I do think that will continue through the afternoon. Just a lot of day, but we think a lot of us will showers from activity and some things to the storm to severe are still and strong winds and wind as possible. More rain and storms, a good coverage of that activity tonight, and again Wednesday, again strong between the thunderstorms. Forecast, I'm meteorologist for News Radio.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sun's Automotive. Family driven on News Radio 1440.
Training method that makes all the difference. Call Vicky at Invisible Fence 265-2585. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Financial stress and peace of mind, I will always choose peace of mind. That is why I've secured gold and silver from the Oxford Gold Group. I took steps to prepare since when silver and silver IRA should be considered your investment strategy. Simply put, it's a portfolio protection plan. One app, one call, you can do precious things. You put you out to use precious metals just like I do. Call 833-4042, just 833-4042.
At Simply Safe, we designed award-winning security to protect every inch of your home. It's easy to set up yourself. Now there's an even easier option. You can secure easy with Simply Safe install. Always protecting, never harmful. Super easy installation. 20% of the key monitors for risk comes on your head. Get 20% immune system, master up monitoring, and everything that helps you. There's no place like Simply Safe.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a renewal. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Tully Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps you find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post the job on ZipRecruiter will get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
If something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something we can too. And that's what we need to do. Administrators who can help care and save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch. The customer satisfaction rate for Medicare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medicare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have saved more than $3 billion of each other's bills. We love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and life is better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care.
So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need: 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE. Christian care industry. If something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Many folks switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are really more satisfied after making the switch. Too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of their mother's bills. Love having telehealth and a huge use of it. Yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, you just want a plan you're happy with. You can call right now and get back within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need: 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE. I'm like, and I love the block. Absolutely. Power something that has and it might be. But what do other people think about that? Very clearly, right? The wines is the best thing I've bought. Imagine life without before I found the vibe, everything moment that first online review and after solutions about the people to help people better keep the smallest mistake regardless of the growth of Walmart, CVS, Walgreens,
Online.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
All righty then. We are back. Good morning to you. Hope that they find you well. Oh, and I was reminded that some of our females look crazy too with the hairdos they wear. We do. And there's a reason. But let me get back to somebody on my Facebook page that you're always talking about black folks. Okay. You know why? You know why? Seriously, you know why? Why I'm upset at us, our younger folks, so often? You know why I'm so? Too many people gave too much, fought too many battles, died, lost things they had, put in harm's way to get the few steps that we have moved up. For us to turn around and spit in their face, okay, after the sacrifices. Somebody paid the price that was black for me, you, and everybody else. And if we cannot do our best to be our best, then I don't have any respect for you. I just don't. I'm black. I've been black for 66 years. Long time. And so when other blacks do things like crazy, I can't pick up their paper and not find that somebody that shot somebody that stole something from somebody. I mean, black, I don't care about everybody else. I care about people who carry my lineage. And we know that. My mother and grandmother went through too much crap in this country for us to spit on what they did, what they had to put up, especially down here in the South. My Lord, you know, we ought to be the example for every other people in this country. Okay, after going through all that hell, you know, we got schools now where we don't really, you know, we're sending our boys to school with dresses on, you know, with fingernail polish and eyelids on, not to learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but to look like an absolute crazy person. Yeah, it irks me. And if we don't talk about it, well, I tell you what, they are talking about it. at Staten, at Kilby, at Tutwiler. Oh yeah, they're how many other prisons we got down here? We it's to the point now we have family reunions in prison because everybody believes somewhere along the line they got screwed, blue tattoo, and they may have. But that's why the black thing bothers me. I'm black, proud to be black. I'm not so proud of some of the things that some of our young folks are doing. And now that I'm older, young ain't so young anymore. I mean, I got people 50 years old walking around with their pants all down, still look like I call it monkey arm, where you hold your pants with one hand and you walk with the other. I call it monkey arm. I'm just, the opportunities that are out here, that go unsolved by young folks. Absolutely, to me, is impressive. It stupefies me that all the things we can be, we're not. Now, I will tell you one of the things I think that's gotten in the way of our education is the con of college, and it is a con now. It's a con of college. No, not all college. But going to school, get a BA, or going to school and learn gender studies. I'm sorry, that doesn't guarantee jack, nothing. But once you learn how to do something with your hands, you got a job. You got a job. Other night, I saw the family. It's a Spanish family. They moved into a building. They moved into a building that, for the most part, I thought was getting ready to be torn down. I thought they moved into this building 5 days later. They all got together, and it's like a raising. The building didn't even look the same. They got in there, all their relatives, and they fixed up that house. Now it looks like it's worth at least $100,000 more money. They're not whining about what they don't have and how the man's getting them, putting them down, and all that stuff. Regardless of what we see on TV, that's the kind of energy that I would like to see black folks do. I mean, aren't we tired of hearing who got shot last night? Aren't we tired of hearing that? Really? Public school, my son would come on with headaches because of the terrible behavior in these schools. So I'm just saying, don't get me wrong, we've got a lot of black folks doing great work. I know so. Doing great work, but they don't make the newspaper. We got to get to the last page of the newspaper before we see them. Other than that, if it bleeds, it leads. Okay, I'm just saying, that's why it upsets me. It really does. It infuriates me. My mother used to say, "You don't have to have the newest clothes. You don't have to have the newest this and that. But what you do have, take care of." I mean, what they left us, what my mother and my grandfather, my great grandmother, what they left us, we're not taking care of. And that's a legacy. And my Lord, didn't realize your names, George Washington Carver, and all these folks that put up through hell, but even through that, they found a way to change their world and the world around them. Even that, William E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey. I mean, these are just the people you know. Martin Luther King, even Jesse Jackson, even somewhat Al Sharpton. But even them, even those people, figure out a way to make a difference. And we are squandering, in my mind, that difference. So I don't care how many congressional seats they come up with. I don't care how many more government programs they come up with. Nothing is going to change for us as people until we change the people that we are. Not all of us, of course. But anyway, so we always, every time a new government program, we need that, well, actually, not really. Because we got people that succeeded in this country without a program one. They did what they had to do. I don't know how I got on this today, but I was looking at another shooting, another beating up of somebody the other day. It just gets on my nerves sometimes. So, and if you believe that we're not supposed to talk about these things out there, I think we do. We owe a lot to the people who came before us. We owe a lot to them. So, Carmilla, sorry about that if you don't like it. You know what? But there's one thing we can do about it, and that's make a difference. And that's tell our kids, stop looking stupid, cut your hair, wear decent clothes, get an education, learn something, and stay out of jail. And don't make 15 babies. I'm just saying. We'll be back. And I promise I'll go on to something else.
Update on News Radio 1440.
The Alabama Medical Commission awarding licenses to gross sales has increased for medical marijuana. Under Alabama law, patients must be certified by the doctor before a recently signed bill by Governor Kennedy will create new tests for people who have cancer. Under law, the Alabama Board of Education will create a list of qualified programs that is completed to qualify for you still have to have a bachelor's degree or than law. According to the Alabama Department of Public Health, the so far this year, there have been over 2,000 cases in Alabama, 400 of cases not already. I'm Shannon Williams in Jordan.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Hitting the brakes on inflation. It's been cut by more than half from last year's peak. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Inflation peaked in 2022 in June of that month at 9.1%, now at 4%. The sightlines seem clear. Prices are heading lower. Overall, consumer prices increased 0.1% in May. Biggest contributors, shelter, used cars, and trucks. Gas and grocery prices eased. The Federal Reserve will take these new numbers into account as it begins a two-day meeting today to decide on raising interest rates again. Former President Trump will make history when he is arraigned later today in the classified documents case. Correspondent Robert Costa is outside the federal courthouse in Miami.
Trump is expected to plead not guilty to the 37 charges he faces. Prosecutors allege he illegally retained classified documents containing sensitive information on U.S. nuclear programs and military secrets after receiving a subpoena to turn them over.
Mr. Trump will meet with supporters and major donors to his presidential campaign at his estate in New Jersey tonight. But former House Speaker Paul Ryan tells CBS Mornings,
I think we want a nominee who's not weighed down with so much baggage in order to win this election. And it's really clear a lot of our suburban voters will not vote for Donald Trump.
Officials in central Ukraine say at least 11 people have been killed in Russian missile strikes that hit a warehouse and a 5-story residential building in President Zelensky's hometown. CBS's Ian Lee.
The first bang woke me up and I went straight to my balcony, says this witness. The second explosion roared over my head as hot debris fell and I saw the building on fire.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg visits the site of the I-95 overpass collapse in Philadelphia after a fuel tanker exploded and caught fire Sunday. Crews pulled a set of human remains from the rubble yesterday. CBS's Elaine Quijano reports from Philly.
Authorities have not yet identified the driver of the vehicle, but a cousin of the victim told our local CBS station KYW the driver's name is Nathan Moody, a father of 3.
Beatles fans have artificial intelligence to thank for a new tune.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. A year after AI enabled Paul McCartney to duet with his late bandmate John Lennon, it's now helped him complete a new Beatles song.
The demo that John had that we worked on, and we just finished it up to be released this year.
McCartney says this will be the last Beatles single.
S&P futures up 16. This is CBS News.
Need hires who dazzle without the hassle? You need Indeed. Their powerful platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engine won't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted means of online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. It's 800-401-6681.
President Biden and the First Lady host a Juneteenth concert on the South Lawn of the White House today.
It's a star-studded event with musicians and actors like Jennifer Hudson, Audra McDonald, and Method Man. Marching bands and choirs from historically Black colleges and universities will also be performing to mark the 150th anniversary of the end of slavery in America. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Just in time for grilling season, Heinz unveils 6 new sauces you can sub for ketchup on your burger or dog. They include black garlic ranch, harissa aioli, yuzu wasabi, chimichurri, William Hung bangin' brewery mustard, and Hatch chili ranch. Sauce drops will roll out each month through November at restaurants across the country. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Delivering huge discounts on select new vehicles at the Red Tech Sales Event. More known now. Visit LarryHopkins.com and click on Red Tech Sales. Shop new vehicles and select pre-owned vehicles today. Visit Larry Puckett Chevrolet in person or shop online at LarryHopkins.com. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking. If you're hired, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Rick Morgan, President of Operations at Timmy Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps you find all the right people, even amongst a difficult job.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Really? It's the Ken Bongino Show, from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, well, I found out my phones ain't working, so that's why I had no conversation today. So here's a number. So I think it's 240. Let's see, 240. Okay, what's my number? What's my number? Oh, 240-9224. See if that number works for you. 240-9224. If you're trying to get in and you couldn't get in, I didn't realize that our phones were down. I was so intrigued with my own voice. 86. Well, okay, so 240-9224. Unless I give you the number not working. Sorry about that, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Let me see if I got somebody. That's it. I got somebody that. So what? Hey, what number did you call? Okay, I guess that number's working. Okay, well, what's up? Okay, we're not too late to go through it all now, but all right, appreciate it. Oh, I know who this is. Oh, boy, my caller ID is working now. That's what I'm talking about. That's okay. I ain't scared of you. Yeah. Yeah, I might do that one. Well, no, the daily bread changes every day. Exactly. So I'm not. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I know that. I was a member of the 82nd Airborne. No, I said I'm a member. I am an alumnus of that prestigious unit. What I what I said. But I did sing for the army though. I did sing though. I did sing though. Right. I guess you got to put people in it. Well, that's what they're supposed to call it anyway. Well, well, that's not what the Supreme Court said. Again, I'm only going by the stuff they came up with 2 weeks ago. It's too late. Too late now. I mean, it's too late to do about it. Yeah, they still. Again, I don't know why you call it a scam. It's there. Listen, I called them, but I'll see if I can get them up in tomorrow. To take, yeah. Well, the thing is not open yet. Well, you got to pay for it, but they're not done yet. Well, again, yeah, I came up with a revenue stream already though. Yeah. Well, anyway, listen, you can, good man. Well, but it's not. Wait a minute. It's not the black water park. It's the water park for Montgomery. Well, well, the water, whatever, the white water. Yeah. Okay, but we don't want to swim. It's a rafting place. Well, I probably won't get in the kayak, but I love seeing them do it. I'm not getting in it. Yeah. Mm, mm. No. Well, I didn't say choir. I didn't say choir. I did not. Hey, I got the tape. I tell you what. I got the tape right here. I got it. I got the tape right here, brother. Yeah, I do. I didn't sit down under the car. I want how. However, hey, I did sing the Thompson Blues. I did do that in a while. Guess what? It was a wait a minute. It was a multi. And everybody that was in it was either in the Army, the Navy, or the Air Force. Okay, in Hawaii. Now this is 1980. This is 1986. But I came in second place. I was the man. Is it going? Oh, sorry about that. All right, yeah, I came in second place. Anybody did? I did Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow. I write the songs that make the whole world sing. I write the songs of love and special things. Yeah, I did that job. Yeah, I was pretty good actually. I probably could have made American Idol back in those days. Like 21 or 20 or something like that. Anyway, 860 Well, okay, now, okay. Well, let me see if 860 is working again. Then I'll get back into my other subject this morning. Well, I'll tell you, I get some news in the world. Okay, I see 8601443. Now let me see if that number is working. Can we call recall? Okay, so that number is not working. So you got to call 2409224. Okay, 2409224. I think that's what the number is for the time being. And that's only a number for today. If you want to call, if you think it's more than 9 minutes. 234 no, 240, yeah, 9224. Let's see if that number is working. Okay, 2409224. Okay, so that number is working. Okay, that's good. Moving right on to other things. Let's turn that off a little. No, can't do that. All right, then. It's been a tough month. What can I tell you? I don't know why that guy just didn't believe I was in the home. And I saw anything. I don't know why. Matter of fact, I'm going to call Fort Shafter. I think we did it. What base is that over next to Hickam? Hickam Air Force Base next to Fort Shafter. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I was on special duty. Oh, yeah, and I went out there and saw him. The thing. I didn't win, but I could have won. Okay, I probably couldn't have. But the guy that was on me was a tough guy. What do you want, Don? Oh, okay. Well, let's make sure. You know what? I guess I call for a Shafter. Yeah. Falsified. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Done. I'm good. Well, at least my phone, is working. Somebody else called me, so he can't get back in. What's the number? 2409224. Let's talk about something. Well, first of all, we're talking about the possibility of an eighth congressional district, which is, and it's supposed to be because of black folks, but it's not for black folks. Let's just make sure we get this straight. It is for the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. None of this stuff's got anything to do with you as an individual. Nobody cares if you come to vote except the political party when it's time for election. After that, they do not care. Okay? So, like John Merrill told me, it got nothing to do with you. It's got something to do with the political party. Okay. So if you think there's another congressional district coming because they want to make sure that you're represented, that's a bunch of crap. They want to make sure that party is represented, not you. So let's just now long I don't mind going into the bush as long as I know why I'm going. Yeah, I'm just saying. So that's gonna do that. Okay. 2409224 is the number that you want to give us a call. Temporary for today. Now, let's talk about that. I want to tell you something about the police department. And I think I'm gonna stay off that one right now. Because there's some things going on down there that's kind of got me worried. I think the mayor needs to address some of this stuff, but I'll call him up and see if he wants to address it. I think now it's not working either. 24092. Somebody just called. Okay, you might have to put the area code in there or something. Okay, 2409224. There you go. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, you have to put the area code in it. Okay, so 334-240-9224. It's working. No problem. Anyway, let's talk about something. What's that? I think it is. Somebody call me that number just see if it's working. 334-240-9224. Somebody call me. Just send me a combo check here. Okay. So I put on my phone. Okay. How come Donald Laurie gets in all the time? How come you get in? Nobody else does. I understand that, but they have a way of doing it because they got a way of doing it anyway. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Listen, since I've been in America, yeah, they can do lots of things if they want to do. Good morning. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you through. So how come the other guy couldn't get through? Oh well. What's anything on your mind? You know what? And I think so. You think I gave him some really good information? Yeah. Okay. But I'm getting old. I forgot how to do that stuff. And I thought it was is when everybody's going that way, you go the other way, and you'll stand that way. Yeah. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. So the numbers do. Yeah, absolutely. Tell your kids that. If you find yourself in a maze of confusion, step away from the confusion. Okay. Get clear, but don't be like everybody else. Don't be like everybody else. And that's the problem with gangs and the group mentality. Is everybody they see this guy doing it, so they're gonna like every time there's a catastrophe, everybody want to loot. I haven't figured out what's the purpose of looting other people's stuff. First of all, if the electricity is off and the power is gone, even if you steal the TV, you can't go home and use it. Not right now, anyway. And then after they take all these cameras down, who are backed up by batteries, so they're gonna catch you anyway. You can watch the TV in jail. Hey, don't go through all that. When everybody else is looting, you just go the other way. Just go the other way and read about them on the next time the newspaper comes out. All right. 2409224 is the number. 2409224 is our number. Okay, what else we talking about? Oh, here's something. This is serious. This is serious. This is. Well, good morning, Mr. Candidate. I'm doing fine. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It does it. So how's it? Has anybody else jumped in your race yet? Okay. Now yours is the only sign that I see out in the neighborhood, so that's a good sign. Mm. Right. Hmm. And right. And the nice thing about being a parent is that you know what's coming. You know what's coming if he does certain things. And I think we have an obligation to disseminate that information to them. Now, if they don't take our advice, hey, yeah, but at least we know what's coming. Mm. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. One more thing before you go. If you make it to the annals of that prestigious organization downtown called the City Council, I came out the house the other morning and I stepped on the grass, and all of a sudden there was something mushy under my feet. Now, and I found out who it belonged to and what the cat. It's this guy who walks down the street, has his dog lift his leg and drop his business in my yard. We need we need a Cooper Scooper law. Okay, $500 fine if you let that ugly mud of yours drop his business in people's yard. What say you? Yeah. Exactly. Right. But we do have, right, but we do have, there are some citizens who won't stop at the sign. So I'm saying, I don't want the police to go out on pooper scooper patrol, but if you're riding down the street, you coming down Biltmore, you coming down Ashley, and there's somebody running their dog around there with you don't see they don't have a pooper scooper in their hand. I say give them a $500 fine. Okay, $50 the first time, 500. But I mean that's insulting, and it just if I had a taser, I'd tase the dog and the owner. But you, yeah. Okay, so let's get a law. Let's get a ordinance. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's ordinance. Absolutely. All right. Appreciate it. You too. Let me take one more. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Yeah, yeah, I am. I got some scoop, but I just need to put a little bit more oomph behind it before I divulge the things that I know. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And our police department is under, shall we say, immense pressure. I just I just put it that way. Yeah, yeah. Mm. So what else? Mhm. No, do you have to get when the police tell you to step out your car and you put on a traffic stop? Do you have to get out the car? Right. Mm. 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 But constitutionally, since you have a right to be a searches of your person and everything too, legally, do you have to get out the car on a traffic stop? Right. Yeah. 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 He's stupid. Yeah. Yeah. That's what that was. Money can't bring about intelligence. Anyway, that's what that shows. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
keys a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any property, you're going to alert, and that's bad news from home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com.
This is kind of like your own concrete technology. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects. Adding concrete to foundations to commercial manufacturing, driveways to commercial parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service. What you may not know is we have a preparing lot for construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have mulchers that can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing enough between your property where additional grade is not permitted. To clear your property, call Elkins 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transform or call 334-284-9292.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Time. You think you've done your family a favor by watching the concert? You will not have. Oh, I'm something that we found out last week on that video. You know, I probably have to do that. The timeshare cancellation. Timeshare is the only thing you can buy. You can't tell me how much it's going to cost. You put it in. When you buy a timeshare, you put a blank check. In that, they want the annual maintenance and assessment fee. The crazy thing is, even when you die, your family is now supposed to if we take years of life, I guarantee we'll have your life. Or you'll pay nothing. Call for your free information. 800-729-4040. That's 800-729-4040. 800-729-4040.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay, we're back. All right, what is my next subject for today? It's an interesting one. I know the LGBT group of people won't like it, but it is a necessary conversation in America that seems to be fleeting, kind of like fame, fame fleet. But it is a conversation, and the numbers are 2409224. Talk about something that America seems to be losing, and our enemies seem to be sitting and waiting to count on us because of it. Anybody know what that is? The one thing that this country had plenty of for decades, hundreds of years, all of a sudden it's leaving us. What happened to us? Anybody know? Anybody know? Okay, I'm giving. Okay. Who knows what I'm talking about? Okay. It is almost abandoned except by me. I'm not abandoning it. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out how to get some more of it. Okay. There's a war in America, and that war is on being a man. Now, there seems to be a lot of confusion about what being a man is in America today. There's there's some confusion, and evidently, biologically, people don't understand that men are men and women are women, even chemically. We have different amounts of certain chemicals. Although men and women have identical chemistry, we have more in males than we do in women, and more in women than we do in males, depending on which chemical we're talking about. There's more about being a man. You can't be a man anymore in a country that was built by men. Some good, some not so good, but they never really had any. They knew what they were. They were men. The men who have carried the safety and security on their back since this country has began. And even the ones who got treated like dogs still stood up like men. So what is a man today? What's a man? Oh, a man, I'm with you on that one. I gotta get Dr. White back up here. What is a man? And who says that there are some colleges, if a word is, and college is the biggest ripoff in America right now. You're not getting money for people. Go to trade school. I'm sorry. Go to trade school. Now, the only thing I think college is really good for, you really have to have, and that's medicine and science. Of course, science is kind of medicine. Medicine is kind of like, it's the scientific industries, yes, because you can't ever learn too much about being a doctor and things like that. But other than that, I'm sorry. Why is it bad to be a man? Because now, you know why? And this is where the whole LGBTQ ABCDEFG thing comes in. See, we don't mind you being what you are. Whatever you want to be, that's cool. But this country, at some point, is going to understand why you need men. Our boys need men in their lives, or else who knows where they're going to end up. Well, a lot of them end up in jail right now, like they are right now. There's a war on masculinity in America right now, and the evidence is abound. The war on manhood already well underway. We got Dylan McVaney, whatever the hell his name is, showed up on a Bud Light can like a woman. And some of these idiots still haven't got it. Listen, we don't care what you want to be, but don't act like that's man stuff right there. That ain't man stuff. Man stuff is when the brother's on a Bud White can and he got some weights in his arm. He rolling. He lifting him up and being tough, protecting his family, protecting his home. Not a guy dressed in a female attire. Okay. Okay. Now, the fact that a biological male can be applauded as an influencer for prancing on video and celebrating 365 days of girlhood is further indication that something is going awry in our country. Inexplicable debate rages over whether or not men should compete in women's sports. Men is inexplicable debate. Why are we even having that debate? I mean, we will. Okay. Masculinity is taking hits daily. On the one hand, men are called to see being women. On the other hand, non-feminine men are referred to as toxic in our current state of American affairs right now. Now, our enemies, like the Chinese, they're looking at us like, oh yeah, they'll be an easy prey because we have demonized being men. Okay, demonize that. Again, the inexplicable debate that rages over now whether a man should compete in women's sport. Now, Alabama took care of that. Thank you, Governor, for that one. Alabama took care of that. Oh, no, no. You will play the sport as the gender you were born as. Okay, but women are getting tired of this too. That what is that thing they call in the sports world? Title II, Title VII, Title III, whatever title it is. It was so women could at least participate in the sporting arena. Okay, they were trying to do that. Well, now we have really killed them because now we got men playing in women's sports. If I'm women, and what I don't understand is why it is that we are so, why it is that we are so scared now to speak up about these things. Okay? Again, from the inexplicable debate rage over whether or not men should compete in women's sports, a notion too often celebrated by many, yet embarrassing to a lot of people. 23% of American men are currently fit to enlist in the United States military. The warriors that have been tasked, like in every society, to defend this nation should it be necessary. 23% that will not protect the country. That's right. The military says only 23% of American men are currently fit to enlist in the United States military. Oh yeah. And the Warrior Ethos best-selling artist Stephen Pressfield wrote how everyone struggles in every day to define and defend our sense of purpose and integrity to justify our existence on the planet. Pressfield elaborated on such politically incorrect things as duty, honor, country, a sense of honor under fire, courage, civility, love from a position to be a strength. So everything that has to do with strength in America now is under attack. But masculinity, oh yeah, you ain't supposed to be a man anymore. I don't know how you're supposed to be, but you're not supposed to be a man anymore. I mean, it's obvious that we got men. We got a woman trying to sell beer to a bunch of men. We got a man that looks like a woman trying to sell beer to other men, and we're supposed to run back. Now, I don't drink beer, but if I ever thought about drinking beer, trust me, it wouldn't be the can with shim on it. It wouldn't be that. No. I'd rather see one with a duck on it. Anyway, we'll be back after this. So, what do you say, folks? What do you say? 240-9224. Are we wrong? Is masculinity under attack? Of course it is. Except in me. I'm 110% nothing but a man, baby. And glad to be it. Step on fail. Here you go.
Sponsored by Dow Technology. The Dow Technology summer sale is still coming out with savings on select pieces powered by the latest Intel Core processors. Help get deals on select accessories and free shipping on everything. Let me know by calling 877-PASS-DOW.
After weather gets on the way, there will be showers and storms. Early as this morning, I do think will continue through the afternoon. Now, it's all day. Moving some showers, but activity improves still and strong again in windows is possible. More rain and storms and good coverage of that activity tonight and again Wednesday. Again, strong to severe thunderstorms are possible. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler.
Montgomery's Skybox Traffic, brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven, on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery, right now things are looking good. Nothing reported by the authorities for the city and the surrounding counties there as well. Keep you thinking, people keep you posted with that post time to get your financial aid in order. Change your life. Call Trenton State. Today's major delay.
People like Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe it's good switching to Medishare, you can save the typical family every month a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of those bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want to plan your happy with, you can call right now. You can try for 2 weeks. Very small use of convenience. 51 Bible. 51 Bible. 855 51 Bible.
Pleated drapery, camel drapery, rock style drapery, and drapery wardrobe. And here, invite you to visit our showroom in go just
People like Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of their bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need: 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE. Subscription.
Did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Just go to throughhims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, free shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit.
forhims.com/JOY.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
Let me give some kudos out to Councilman Aranda Mitchell as well as Cornelius Calhoun. Although I think you ought to do these things more than just on election year. But now Aranda is always happy to do it. But they had a thing at Dunkin' Donuts the other day, one of those places, and it looked like it was well attended. And and that's what public servants are supposed to do. Is when to come out there, not necessarily. We shouldn't have to come to you all the time. You should come to us. Slappy Jack, Barbecue John. That's my Republicans. I keep telling them, stop invite me out to the Montgomery Country Club. You come in over to Davis Cafe or something like that. Let's have a meeting in there. Or the Pierce's Country Cooking on Fairview. Let's talk to the real people out there making it happen. Okay? I know. I get invited to the country club all the time. I get to go in the front door now. That's because they think I'm coming to deliver something. But I be tricking them. Oh yeah, I'm out there all the time. They don't know it's me though because I have a hat on. They don't know who it is. Yeah. But that's okay. I'm out there all the time. If they ever find out it was me, they may lock the door. Woo! It's 8:55 in the morning. Don't forget, tomorrow's my last day of the week. I'm gone till next Tuesday, as a matter of fact. Because every year for the last 21 years, I don't really, take vacation or anything like that. But I'm getting older now, so never know how many more years you got. Pat Sajak is also retiring next year from the what's that show he does? Wheel of Fortune. As a matter of fact, I think I will do the same thing. I think I'll do this for one more year, and we'll call it a day. So me and Pat can go off in the sunset, and about 30 days after you leave, people forget your name. But it has been a great ride, my stay in Montgomery, Alabama. It has been an interesting one. But we will we'll see. We'll see what the winds of life hold for me. So me and Pat going right off into the sunset after next year if I'm still alive. Now, if I'm not alive, then I rolled off earlier. Just saying. So, but yeah, one more year and I'm probably done. It's been a great job. But I'll go out with a bang, And our biggest bang would be if we could raise more money than I ever raised for Helping Hands on Christmas this year. I'd be a happy man. That'd be all right. So my goal this year is at least $20,000 to raise for people in the metro area here who unbeknownst to them that somebody else put them in for it, and we'll deliver it to them. But now that's a way to send a brother out, But anyway, 860-1440. So we're gonna do this one more year. Me and Pat Sajak just gonna, we'll shake hands and we'll meet at the club or something. And I'll just say, Pat, that's a good run for you. Although he's a little older now. But sometimes you gotta know when to say when. Unless Cumulus gives me like a $50,000 raise, then I may have to stay. But I don't foresee that happening. There might be up there, but not that much. Anyway, 860-14. Well, that's not the numbers are 2409224. If you want to opine, I learned that from Bill O'Reilly, which means if you want to talk. Okay, opine. Oh, China has decriminalized homosexuality. Really? Really? They ain't did it in Islam, I'll tell you that much. But I didn't know that. I thought they were really tough on that kind of thing. Then again, though, now wait, hold. There's a reason. China don't need no more babies. They got plenty of them right now. They can't figure out how to take care of. Interesting. Anyway, time's up. We'll see you tomorrow. Good Lord says the same. The last day of the week, we'll take off a few days just to, I don't know. Look at the world. I'm going on a trip somewhere. I'm a driving trip. I want to go down to Mobile. I want to go down there and see what Mobile looks like. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Stay down there and stay under a bridge. That way you get rent free or something like that. I get a sign. Oh, get a sign say I need money. See ya.
News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jack Williams with the USA 12 News. Happening this Tuesday. Alabama, Louisiana, the Alabama Medical Commission awarded warning
Get robbed.
According to the Alabama Department of Public Health,
Whoa.
WLWFM is News Radio 1440. Also heard on